one leg in, then the other leg in, and then both legs in.
Am I trying to resist it?
2 sets.
Am I trying to stay up?
Yeah, take it.
Do I try to maintain?
Yeah, you go. So if you're on the receiving end, go bolt upright and make them have to really sit up and get up.
That's looking good. Slow-mo.
Just be that you're sitting up in that position. We could have been somewhere completely different, right? Being caught slightly inside control. We've managed to feed one leg back on the inside from there, and then I pulled them down.
Very good, very good. It's another Monday night in Pro Mai. The guys are winding down after a hard session. A couple of weeks ago now, the fat boy Andy Ruiz beat the body beautiful Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Is there a particular body type that suits a fighter?
I'm loving your question, Jim.
Well, it just came to me, you know.
Well, it's a good one.
After you body shamed me tonight.
Well, I think, like from my perspective, having seen so many people over the years that have come in here and have been like stacked and muscular, and seeing like just how much of a disadvantage that is often. Cheers, guys.
Right.
How much of a disadvantage that is often in terms of just how expensive it is in terms
So
of energy
it's not that it doesn't make a difference.
consumption.
That could actually be a hindrance.
Yeah,
being that
definitely.
stacked.
It's expensive, right? It
Okay.
takes energy. It takes a hell of a lot to operate those muscles at full temperature for periods of time, and so there's definitely going to be a cut-off point where you can get too muscular, right? And then the question becomes, okay, well, what would you prefer to be? Overly muscled or overly fat-celled? Right? I think when it comes to that perspective, you'll find that carrying too much weight via fat isn't as expensive as carrying too much weight via muscle, right? Because with the muscle, you've got compounding issues. Like obviously, the musculature can definitely help, especially in the short term.
Yeah.
But over a longer period of the fight, once you start getting into it, you're getting the extra weight of the muscle that you have to carry it around. Same as the guy that's in less well-defined shape, putting it politely. But it comes with the overhead of using an extreme amount of, or it being extremely taxing on the energy levels of the body, whereas the fat is the extra weight, but it doesn't come with the same taxing levels on the body, right? So if you drag it into the rounds where the musculature starts to become a hindrance rather than a help, right, and it's not particularly getting you any advantages, then I'm going to say, okay, well, I'd rather be fat than.
Okay. Would it be, just last question, is it different in the lower weights where you've got a weight limit to hit?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think this
heavyweights don't have that issue.
It's a specific anomaly, if you like, in the heavyweight side of things. Now, I still think there is still definitely a chance that you go up a weight category unnecessarily by putting on excess musculature, and you're still back into the same.
And you meet guys that are coming down to that weight.
Yeah. So you've got to find the weight that is good for your natural. Build.
You always said about Charlie, who trains down here, he doesn't struggle to make weight, he's happy.
Yeah, he just doesn't cut any weight at all. He just basically walks around as he
shows up and fight, and that works for him.
Yeah, it does, all right. And that's I'm not going to pretend that that's ideal, especially if you get to really high levels and you've got guys but you've seen how many people have had success recently with not doing extreme weight cutting. Rumble Johnson was a massive example of that, going from obviously welterweight at one point, right, going right up to light heavyweight. But I think generally speaking, right, people get in the early days and they're desperate to, be in the most physical. They're desperate to be a physical specimen and have all this musculature, and really look the part. Whereas what they want to do is they want to find the weight that's right for them, right, and then sculpt themselves around that weight category rather than bulking up and trying to find an unnatural weight category, right. So the weight is definitely one thing, but that's only a certain amount of the what body type is good. The other like interest, the thing that's really interesting about MMA is certainly historically there are so many different ways of fighting and so many different ways that you can get the job done. That there isn't particularly one body type that suits, right?
So I mean, it's a sport that's still evolving.
I mean,
even sprinting, we thought squat and powerful build was the best for sprinting. And then Usain Bolt came along as long and slender.
And now
find a way.
I think what you're going to find as the sport settles down and as people start to get less and less technical advantages in one particular pursuit, that you will find that the body shape going forwards is long, lean limbs that don't carry a lot of excess weight, right? And
this is good news.
Right, and some decent natural strength in the upper body.
Like a John Jones sort
John
of build.
Jones is a great example, right? But there's many of them out there that you're starting to see, and I've been saying this for a number of years, and I don't like to say it too much, right? Because you've got students of all kinds of shapes and sizes, and you don't want to say, actually, that's not the way it's heading, right? But if you were going to pick a body type, it would be someone with a decent amount of upper body strength, not excessive, and someone with longer limbs, right? Where you've got, because reach is such a massive advantage, right? And the range is such a massive advantage. It's a big advantage in terms of being able to hit submissions, being able to get legs and arms into places where others can't reach if you've got long limbs. And again, it's less taxing on the body to be carrying around size based on a slender frame than size based on a muscly frame. So I think the dominant body shape in MMA going forwards is going to be those guys with long, lean limbs, but still with some decent upper body strength. And looking at it from a purely looking at it from a purely selfish perspective, I think that's probably why MMA is suited myself over the years, because I've got I'm not particularly tall, but I've got long limbs, right, that are flexible.
You're definitely strong.
I'm going to
next topic we'll do it for next time. I want to know, is your strength actual strength or is it technique? Because when I roll with you, you have this invisible strength, and I wonder if we put your brain in a very weak athlete, would that athlete still dominate me through technique? Think about it for next time. That's on my mind.
Loading me up with
could prepare homework if you don't mind.
But I think the body type is a really interesting
it's a good one to think about.
I still I don't want to make too many predictions on the it's going to go this one particular path, because it can be off-putting for some people that aren't of that body type. I wouldn't want to put off people, because the one thing you can say about MMA is so much variety in it.
There's always a way, right?
Yeah, because if you're short and squat, you're going to be hitting awesome double legs, and it's going to be really difficult to take down. You might find it more difficult to hit the submissions, but there's still so many ways you can get the job done. You've still got a decent chance of winning it. So it's very forgiving.
Many ways
to like basketball or powerlifting or something where there's one specific. There's not.
That's it.
Because it is MMA, because there's such a variety of different ways.
Harley, thank you very much.
Pleasure. Good question.
See you for the next one.
Good training as well.
Yeah, thank you. I loved it.